Hey YouTube, it's Mike Penn Gangster, and today I'm bringing you guys gameplay 4-2-2 versus 5-1-2-2. And this is a perfect example of why you should not listen to YouTubers sometimes about best formations and best tactics and so on. A lot of people right now are jumping into this 5-1-2-2 formation, which there's a counter to it, which a very few people already spoken about it, is the 4-2-2. Now, of course, there's ways of like setting up your players. One of the ways, of course, which makes the game extremely difficult for the 5-1-2-2, is actually adding the left back and right back on join the attack. Now, what I do is I join the attack on the I put them on stay back while attacking in the custom tactics, but I actually join the attack in game. The reason why I do that is because if ever I am leading by a goal or two and I want to play a little bit more defensive, I could just remove the D-pad and put them back on stay back while attacking. Now, there's a guy that explains this correctly and says exactly why, for example, this formation counters the 5-1-2-2. He's a pro player, but his name is Dylan Banks. Okay, and he talks about the way he sets up the 4-2-2. Now I'm using exactly the tactics that he's showing here because, like I said in my earlier video, 4-2-2 was one of the formations that I actually enjoy playing, and I know how to play it. So when I saw that somebody already came out with a counter to the 5-1, as you can see my left back, right back there on during the attack. But you see how fast they track back? The reason why they track back that fast is because even when you have them on join an attack, since their natural position is left back and right back, they just go back to their spot as quickly as they can. And while that's happening, since the 4-2-2 is like a bit like the 4-2-3-1, the only difference you have two attackers instead of like one striker and a middle cam. Your two CDMs, like the 4-2-3-1, are going to be defending with your two center backs, right? Which is going to help you. It's going to give you enough time for you to basically get your left back and right back in defense. And this is the crazy thing, okay? Because the 5-1-2-2 is actually like a 4-1-2-1-2. Reality is the formation attacks very narrow. What makes the formation strong is that their left back and right back join the attack, and that's why it makes it a wide formation. You know, like you have 5 in the back, but then you have 5 in the front. Not 5 in the front. You have 4 in the front because your left mid and right mid. I'm sorry, your left back and right back join the attack, so they overlap, and that's what makes it a wide formation. But the thing is, when you have your left back and right back attacking also, their left back and right back is going back because now you're making your formation also wide. And what's happening is that you're creating their left back and right back to eventually track all the way back because you're pushing them all the way back with your left back, right back. I know this sounds a bit confusing when I'm talking, but just try to like understand. While this is happening, and you lose the ball, for example, their left back and right back now are going to go attacking. But while that's happening, your left back and right back were in their face already because you see my left back and right back where they're at, they're all the way up here. So by the time his left back and right back start attacking, my left back and right back are tracking back their left back, right back. So it kind of counters it. You understand what I mean? But because the 4-2-2 is so strong in the middle, because of the two CDMs, which they help the two center backs, it makes it very hard for them to even counter from the middle. So it's basically countering the 5-1-2-2, which everybody was saying this is the formation, and this is why you can't jump to a formation just because a few people are having success with it, and all of a sudden one guy or a couple guys come out with a video saying, "Oh, this is the best formation custom tactics," which clearly it's not, because it gets easily countered by the 4-2-2, and I'm pretty sure it gets easily countered also by the 4-2-3-1 if if you apply the same strategy with your left back, right back joining the attack, because your center backs, your CDMs in the 4-2-3-1 are gonna act the exact same way as your CDM in the 4-2-2, right? So either way, as long as you have a formation that has like two CDMs, for example, it will automatically counter the 5-1-2-2. So even, for example, if you're playing a formation like 3-5-2, will also counter it, because this 3-5-2 also has two CDMs. And this is the thing. See, like, and of course the right mid and left mid in the 3-5-2 is gonna basically is gonna go up and down, because you're gonna have them on comeback on defense. So there's so many formations out there. They're just better than this 5-1-2-2 that people are claiming that it is. This is Division 7, for people that are wondering where I'm at. You're gonna see it at the end. But clearly you could see this guy here in Division 7. And trust me, Division 7 at the moment, the players are pretty good. Trust me. Like, if you've been playing the game at the moment, you know that pretty much the pro players are like Division 6, 5, and the elite players are like Division 7 fighting into Division 6. Okay, that's where most people are at the moment, right? So, and plus you could clearly see that this guy here is a sweaty player. What I mean by sweaty player, you see there, Christian Vieira. That's another thing. We'll talk about Christian Vieira a bit after. You guys will want like, oh, how come I have Christian Vieira? There's also another thing that came out with these lengthy players. Now, I actually bought mine for 93,000. Now the reason why I got him for 93,000 when right now he's going for 200K. Well, look, this is what happened. Every year, I've always liked buying cheap icons at the beginning of the year, because I like playing around with them. Like, for example, Christian Vieira was one of the icons I played in previous years, so I decided to buy him again, because I was either gonna buy him or Van Basten. I wasn't sure. I just wanted to buy like a big guy, right? Now, of course, my investment is based on luck, because I didn't expect this thing to come out, that these big physical strikers or guys have this thing called lengthy runs or whatever. Lengthy runs, I don't know what it is, but something that they run like lengthy, I don't know what it is, something like that. What makes them like run even faster than what their pace shows, just based on the fact that they have this, I guess, is it a feature? I don't know what it is. Anyways, there's people they're talking about it right now. I don't really know too much about it. All I know is that I ended up getting very, very lucky getting Christian Vieira, based on the fact that I just bought him because of me liking him, and I made over 100,000 profit on him. That's if the card doesn't even go even higher, because all of a sudden, you know the way it is when people see one thing on YouTube, everybody everybody jumps the wagon, and they basically they all go crazy, right, on buying these players. Anyways, as you can see, this guy here, which I consider what is considered a sweaty player. For me, a sweaty player is someone that basically follows the trend, right? If he sees something on YouTube, he automatically believes it and goes ahead and plays it, right? Now you'd be like, Mike, did you try the 5-1-2? Yes, I did try it. I wanted to see exactly what people were talking about it. As you can see, I clearly not playing it because I didn't like it. I felt that it was extremely defensive and boring to play. And it only works versus, I would say, players that are probably not that skillful. Because if you're playing versus somebody that understands the game and understands the mechanic of the game, for example, like I'm not saying that I'm a guy that's up there, but I'm pretty good at the game. I've always been pretty decent at the game. I adapt very, very quickly to these types of like tryhards. And plus, it benefits me that they're playing this type of formation because it's so hard for them to attack because it's so defensive minded. Even if you have your left back, right back helping on attack, it's still a very defensive minded formation because you're playing five in the back. Okay, so for a guy that likes to play formations, for example, that have like two strikers, like me, for example, I like playing formations like the 4-2-2 and stuff like that. It actually makes the game even easier for me because now I can attack somebody that's basically sitting back the whole game because he thinks this is the meta. Where clearly you could see this guy here has a hard time like getting anything done. Like the only way you'll get something done is if the ball bounces like in his favor. Other than that, the whole game that you watched, have you seen this guy ever have control of the game? Not a single time. Why? Because the 5-1-2-2 is not as meta as people think. It could be a fun maybe like something new to try out, but for people to right away jump on the wagon and say, yeah, this is the formation, this is the one that's gonna be the meta formation for the year. This is what I'm trying to say is that don't be fooled by everything you see. Look at the bounce you got here. Lucky enough, I pulled my goalie out. As you can see, that's what I meant. Like the only way this guy's ever gonna get lucky is if he gets like a bounce in his favor. So anyway, back to the subject. Like, don't be fooled by everything you see on YouTube, because at the end of the day, I'm a big believer that any formation, if well like tuned up with the right type of players, of course, because players do make a difference. Okay, you gotta have success with. When you see somebody having success with a particular formation, it doesn't particularly mean the formation is extremely strong. What it could mean is that the player itself plays very well in that formation, and that's a huge difference to recognize that. People that like to play, for example, five in the back formations, maybe it's because it just suits their play style. I know some people don't like the fact that people play five in the back because it's like super sweaty. At the end of the day, the way I see it is if people want to play five in the back, that's up to them. I don't really care because as long as I'm playing what I feel comfortable with, I know that I'm going to be able to create some sort of chances with my style of play. And I will always stick to this to the story when I say best custom or best formation does not exist. It's all based on what preferable is for you. You've seen it also in the pro season. Certain players, like certain pros, use different formations. Not everybody uses the 4-2-3-1. There was people using the 4-2-2, people were using 4-4-2, people were using the 3-5-2. Pros do use different formations. They don't all use the same formation. Now, yes, they often use the same types of players because, of course, like in any other FIFA, they are, there's just players in the game that are just more, better than other. Like for example, like CR7 this year, based on this thing that they're talking about, this lengthy thing where guys with, I guess, more physical strikers or physical players seem to run actually way quicker than the stat itself shows, just based on their run type, which creates this overpowered big strikers, right? So this is why maybe my Christian Vieira now is up over 100k profit, just based on a few people already putting this message out on YouTube. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Go check out the guy, the pro player that actually has the 4-2-2 custom tactics if you want. His name is Dylan Banks. You'll see that the video is called FIFA 23 Counter 5-1-2-2. He did it today, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. I think that this is a fun formation to use. I like the 4-2-2. So if you're a type of guy that likes to play the 4-2-2 and you have an hard time versus the 5-1-2-2, there you go. That's the way the gameplay looks like. I can guarantee you that this will counter that formation any day of the week. Have a good day. Bye-bye. See you guys in the next one.